you know. So okay.
So hello to those of you just joining us. Welcome. We will be starting in just a minute or so. The chat function is open, so please do let us know where in the world you're joining us from. It's always good to know where we're broadcasting to, because we do have a global audience looking at the registrations, and people register from all over. So just pop that in the chat and let us know where you are. Okay, so let's get going. So hello and welcome to the latest ATTA webinar. And today we're heading to the Seychelles with Ethiopian Airlines and Tourism Seychelles. As I've already mentioned, the chat function is open, so please do let us know where in the world you're joining us from today. As usual, the webinar is being recorded and the recording will be available shortly after the live session and will be available on the ATTA website. After the presentations, we do have time for Q&A. So if you do have any questions, please pop these into the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen rather than the chat box, as then it just allows us to track them easier. And I'll be able to address these to our presenters. So first up, I'm delighted to welcome back Karen Confait, Director of Marketing for Tourism Seychelles. So Karen has 13 years experience as Marketing Director for Tourism Seychelles, and has been looking after the UK and Ireland market since 2020. Born and bred in the Seychelles, Karen is now based in slightly less sunny London. So Karen, wonderful to have you with us today, and over to you for the presentation.
Super. Thank you so much, Chris. So good morning, everyone. Lovely to be here with you today to present my little islands, the Seychelles. Just to give you an overview of what we have to offer on these beautiful, beautiful islands. So great to see people from all over the world. So that's just amazing. So I will just share my presentation and then we will get going. Let's go. Super. Okay. So hopefully you can all see that. Excellent. So this is us. We are basically just based north of Madagascar on the east coast of Africa. So right there in the Indian Ocean. Because of the proximity of mainland Africa, we are considered as a really great safari beach holiday. So people doing Tanzania, Kenya, you've got a small little direct flight, 3 hours from Nairobi, as well as flights from South Africa. So Seychelles is indeed a great one for that. And of course, with our partner Ethiopian Airlines, you can also do the stopover in Ethiopia and Addis and then down to the Seychelles. So really great combo. We are an archipelago, so 115 islands altogether. A lot of people still do think Seychelles is just one tiny island, but we have so many and stunning, beautiful islands. You've got these beautiful granitic islands with forest, nature reserves, lush and green all year round. And this is the typical granite of the Seychelles. Again, makes us quite unique. But we also have the little flat coral atolls. And again, this is very different from the granite, and I would say very different experience as well. It seems like you're in two different destinations. So this is the inner island group where all the action is happening, where you have all the hotels and most of the activities. The one thing you need to remember about Seychelles, if you ever have clients visiting, is the fact that we are very much an island hopping destination. It's a shame to go all the way there and stay in one place. You really miss out. Each island is different and you need different things to see and do. So even with 7-10 nights in the Seychelles, you can easily do 2 or 3 islands. And of course, to get between the islands is very easy. You're not traveling for hours and hours. I will show you. So we start off with Mahe, which is the largest island with the international airport. So all the flights would land on Mahe, and it's also home to our little capital, Victoria. Victoria is known to be one of the smallest capitals in the world. So basically 15 minutes, you've kind of discovered the whole town, but it's great to add it to the itinerary. We've got the beautiful tropical market. You can go buy spices, souvenirs. You've got museums, art galleries, lots to see while you were there. The beautiful tropical house that you see at the top top. So that's the old plantation house. This is where we have our distillery, where you can make the local rum, where you can see how they make the local rum, the Takamaka. So there's this fantastic tour. So you walk around for a bit, you do some rum tasting as well, and you see how they make it from the sugarcane. We've also got spice gardens, botanical gardens, so lots to do on the island, and of course the beaches. 65 beaches just on Mahe, so there's a lot to choose from. The interior of the island is very much lush green and all national parks, and just on Mahe you've got 12 different trails going up into the mountains. You've got these beautiful waterfalls, so it is very much that lush forest that you can go discover the endemic flora and fauna. And I love to show this image because it's not the typical image of the Seychelles, but to show you that we have so much more than just beaches. You find your own little waterfall right in the middle of the mountains. Then down to Praslin, our second largest island. So again, like I said, island hopping is the way to go. It's only a 15 minutes domestic flight with Air Seychelles and you are on Praslin, or you can take the fast ferry boat, which is just 1 hour. So 1 hour, you are on Praslin. The one thing you cannot miss when you are on the island is our beautiful UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a beautiful tropical rainforest right in the center of the island. It is a must, an hour or two with a local guide to go walk around the forest. It's got one of the highest concentration of endemic species in the world, from our beautiful, large, very funny looking nut, the coco de mer that you see there on the left. So the coco de mer is unique and only found in the Seychelles. It is the largest and heaviest nut in the world, weighing about 35 kilos. So we've got your male, you've got the female nut, and also home to our national bird, the black parrot, which again, only place on earth you will find the black parrot is in the Valley de Mai on Praslin. So it is this really magical place and you can't miss it when you're on the island. Again, beautiful beaches on Praslin. I would say Anse Lazio is the most famous, but again, what you get in terms of beaches in the Seychelles is extraordinary. It's these very deserted, uncrowded beaches. Most of the time you'll be on your own. And a beach like this, you might see 10, 15 people. And again, it's not overrun by beach beds and umbrellas because we are not a mass tourism destination. You're still very, very exclusive. And this is the quality of the beaches that you find. Stunning islands to do it as day trip. So you've got Kuza and Arid, which is a bird sanctuary for those who love birding. Curious is one of my favorite places. We've got giant tortoises on the island, so you can go there for the day, have a picnic and see them all over, or head off to Saint-Pierre, where you've got some excellent snorkeling. Then down to one of my favorite places, which is La Digue. If you have clients staying on Praslin overnight, then we would really recommend doing La Digue as a day trip. So basically, it's only 15 minutes by ferry. You can go in the morning about 9, come back in the evening about 5. And, you know, when you're planning your Praslin trip, do dedicate that day for La Digue. La Digue is very different. It is your more authentic, traditional island. As soon as you stepped on the island, you do feel like you've gone back a couple of decades because it's that very slow island time. And the only mode of transportation is bicycle. So as you get on the island, you rent a bike and you go explore on your own. Very small island and can be done in a day. But of course, if you want to stay overnight, there are quite a few hotels on the island. Again, we are spoiled for beaches, and just La Digue alone, you have 4 of the most beautiful in the Seychelles. The most frequented and the most visited would be Anse d'Argent, there on your left. It is the most photographed beach in the world with the granitic rocks and the granitic formation. But even Petit Anse, Grand Anse, Anse Coco, they are quite extraordinary. And again, maybe 1 or 2 people you will find on these beaches. The other islands in the Seychelles are basically island resorts. So only the 3 I've mentioned have actually a population living. All the rest are either island resorts or very much uninhabited. Again, these you can combine with Mahe and Praslin. You've got, for example, Six Senses on Felicity, North Island Fregat, Hilton on Silhouette. So all of these can be combined very, very easily. As we move further up north, we've got now, you can see our little coral islands. And again, Bird and Dennis, very close to Mahe, only a 30 minutes flight. And they are very, very different. As you can see, it is surrounded by a coral reef. It's a stunning island. You've got a small property on the island, and you can easily combine Dennis with Mahe. Like I said, 30 minutes. It is your sort of more eco kind of adventure, fully self-sustainable. They've got a farm on the island. They do everything there. And then, of course, excellent snorkeling, diving, fishing. So lots to do on the island. Our other famous island is Bird, and we have a very, very special guest on the island, and that is Esmeralda. He's actually one of the oldest giant tortoises in the world, and he's about 180 years old. So he's this really, really sort of like the king of the tortoises in the Seychelles, and he lives on Bird Island. The outer islands of the Seychelles are very much quite uninhabited. You've got 3 of them that have a resort. De Roche has a 4 Seasons, about a 45 minutes flight. Alphonse, it's quite extraordinary. And we do have 1 resort coming soon in December, and that is a Waldorf Astoria. And that will be opening on Ile Plate, which is just a small island south of Mahe and a 30 minutes flight. But Alphonse, what I would say, is the furthest you would go, which is a 1-hour flight. Amazing adventure, and it's run by Blue Safari Seychelles. So again, it is that kind of safari out in the middle of nowhere on a tiny little island. So amazing island adventures, some of the best diving. Fly fishing is very popular, as well as all types of fishing. So I've mentioned a little bit about the islands. Seychelles in general, we have a very small population, only 100,000 people living on the island. So you've got a really mixed race and culture, but everybody speaks all 3 languages, which is English, French, and Creole, which is our local language. When can you go to the Seychelles? It is basically an all year round destination outside the cyclone belt. So we don't get affected by any, basically any cyclone that hits the Indian Ocean. So minimum 25, 26, maximum 32 all year round. If you are looking for some of the best time of the year, then March, April, May, September, October, November, I would say this is the best. And then December to January, a bit more tropical rain showers, but again, we do get a bit of rain throughout the year, showers from time to time, and it does make the island really lush and green all year, but you can expect a bit more frequent in January, February. In terms of accommodation, again, for example, this is the 4 Seasons resort on Mahe. We have a bit of everything. That's what you need to take away. It's not just high-end luxury or just for the rich and famous. We've got guest houses, self-caterings. You can rent apartments. You can rent a villa or a house for groups of friends or families, and 3, 4, and 5-star luxury and island resorts. So in all 3 islands, you have a great selection. So it can be very sort of local and typical Creole accommodation. In terms of the nature, I would say this is another one of our unique selling points in Seychelles. So much for you to see and do, like we say, a living museum from our underwater world, the little turtles. Of course, when you go snorkeling, you will always see the sea turtles, and diving as well, birds, geckos, and the giant tortoises. Just to mention our other UNESCO site, Aldabra, a very special place. Very few people have been there, but as you can see, 150,000 tortoises just living on Aldabra. So it is a remarkable place. What can you do on the islands? Basically sailing around. You can do day trips. You can do 5 nights, 7 nights cruises, see up to 8 to 10 islands in one trip. Great snorkeling. The water is 28 degrees practically all year round. But the best snorkeling and diving, I would say, again, April, May, September, October, November. But it is that warm kind of bath water, I would say, for snorkeling. Diving as well, the dive centers will take you out to sort of the best spots all around Mahe, Pral, and Ladig, but some of the best diving, again, is on the outer islands. Fishing is very popular, and then on the Alphonse, on the atolls, you've got some of the best fly fishing. You've got people coming from all over the world just to do fly fishing in Seychelles. Golf, we've got one 18-hole golf course on Prala, which is at the Constance Lemuria. So we've got something for golfers, and walks and trails. Again, all three islands, is as well as Silhouette. You've got some fantastic trails. Some of them very easy, some of them a bit more difficult, but really worth going to see the nature. Biking as well, zip lining. This is very popular nowadays with the clay kayaks. So you can go around, and this one is on the famous beach on La Digue. Skydiving. And of course, when you come to Seychelles, you do need to take away a little bit of the culture. So you can go to our little craft villages, learn a bit about the cuisine, the heritage, the dance, the language. So these are all open for you to go visit, for your clients to go visit. Wellness and spa, of course. And then lastly, as you know, Seychelles has always been known for that as a wedding and honeymoon destination. Perfect place to get married, and these backdrops are incredible. So it is a legal wedding. So once you get married, it is recognized internationally. You get a certificate, and it is recognized worldwide, and you can also have the religious wedding. But it doesn't have to be just on the beaches. The nature is spectacular as well. And then lastly, I would say very family friendly. It's a playground for the kids. It's great, you know, adventure for them to go explore and discover. Very safe, the beaches, the nature as well. I've mentioned most of these points, the flora and fauna, the fact that we are still very much intact, pristine, uncommercialized, and not a mass destination. I think that's a great selling point as well. Very friendly people, amazing nature, but nothing dangerous or poisonous on the islands. So you can go hiking and trekking. You don't have to worry about any of that. I will just finish quickly with a small little video. It's just So as you can see, you know, you can't go to the Seychelles without proposing. So this is me. Afterwards, Chris will send you the links for our website and our training platform. So it's great to go on there and do the modules and learn a little bit more about the islands. So thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Karen. And as always, a wonderful presentation. So now we know about the destination, let's have a look about how to get there. So joining us now is Joe Cababie, Sales, Marketing and Account Manager for Ethiopian Airlines here in the UK. So Joe has over 15 years experience in the UK and international markets and has recently joined the Ethiopian Airlines UK team. So Joe, wonderful to have you with us today, and over to you for your part of the presentation.
Thank you very much, Chris, and great presentation, Karen. Well done. It's lovely to know more about the Seychelles, and now we're going to see what's the best way to get there. So, So I am here today. I want to say that I'm here with my new colleague, Mildred. She will be helping me and with Ethiopian Airlines, and she's gonna today here to learn more about Ethiopian. Wait a minute, we want to put the. So we are Ethiopian Airlines. Ethiopian Airlines is the leader in Africa. We fly from Heathrow to many destinations in Africa. We are 70 years old young, and we have been operating in the UK market for 50 years. We are part of Star Alliance. We operate 62 destinations in Africa and 22 destinations locally. We have modern aircraft. We use 787s and recently the A350s that are very popular in the market. And we have also ordered A350-1000. So we are one of the first airlines to do that. Recently, we had many different awards, and we have been awarded best airline in Africa for the last 5 years in a row, which is awarded by Skytrack, which is a very important body in the airline world. Ethiopian network. We have a vast network. We cover Africa mainly, but we also fly to the Middle East, Asia, and also the Americas and South America. Our hub is in Addis, and from Addis we fly to many destinations, including the lovely Seychelles. In terms of our network, we fly from we will fly from three. At the moment, we fly from two main destinations, main airports in the UK, and they are London Heathrow. We fly from the Terminal 2 daily, and from Manchester, we fly 5 times a week via Geneva. Now, the big news here at Ethiopian Airlines is that from the 21st of November, we will start London Gatwick operations. And that will be a 3 times a week service. The flight to Addis takes around 7 hours. Normally, just as a general rule, the Heathrow schedule starts at 8:30, 9 p.m. and arrives at Addis at around 6:45. The one from Manchester arrives in Addis at 5:55 in the morning via Geneva, and the one from Gatwick arrives in Addis around 8:55, 9 p.m. in the evening in Addis. We have 2 more evening flights, and we will have 1 morning flight. In terms of the Seychelles, we connect daily on the Heathrow flight, and we will get there around 2:20 p.m. in Seychelles with a 1 hour, 2 hour connection. In Manchester is 4 times a week that we connect, and the connection is also very good, around 2-3 hours. And from Gatwick, we connect on Tuesdays and Sundays, and we get there at 2:50 a.m. I will be sending this as a follow-up email with Chris and Angela after this presentation. So you will have more information. We also have interline agreements with different institutions and transport operators like Logan Air, British Airways, National Rail, and National Express. So we can get more from different locations around the UK. So that's important. So if you are in Edinburgh, Glasgow, we also have co-share agreements with other transport operators. In terms of structure and fares, we have CAT 35 fares, we have net fares in the market, we have promo fares, we have flexible tour operator fares, the ticketing time limit, very important for the tour operating packages, dedicated group team, and a very generous baggage allowance. In terms of the baggage allowance, I just want to confirm that in economy, we have 1 piece of 7 kilos for hand baggage, and it's 1 piece of 23 kilos. However, with Aviate at the moment, we have a good promo in which Aviate has 2 pieces of baggage. So if you book your trips via Aviate Consolidator, that's a good way to do it because they have 2 pieces. In business, we have 1 piece of 7 and 3 pieces of 23. We also have an airline app, and in this app, you can manage and check in and look after all aspects of your booking. So you can book, upgrade, purchase more extra luggage or extra room leg. Now, in terms of our business class is fully flatbed. We have a complimentary gourmet and full bar service, Sheva Sky Connect. We have Wi-Fi packages on the A350 and dedicated check-in, priority luggage, etc. We have our own lounges in London Heathrow Terminal 2. Because we are part of the Star Alliance, we use the United Club Lounge. In Manchester Terminal 2, we use the 1903 Lounge. And in Addis Terminal 2, we have the Cloud Lounge, which is the Star Gold Lounge over there. Let me show you some pictures of the business class. The configuration on the business class is 222 on business, fully flat beds. In economy, also fantastic product as well. We have all good entertainment, complimentary foods, good seat configuration and seat pitch. If you need more information on this, I can send that more to you. We have a cabin mode that changes with the time zones and Wi-Fi to be connected to the world on our A350s. Now, our economy class product configuration is 333. And a seat pitch of 30 to 32 seat pitch inches. We also have our frequent flyer program. It's called Sheva Miles, and there is different card options, blue and silver and platinum, and there is different benefits that you can get from the frequent flyer program, like extra baggage, priority airport standby, rebooking, guarantee seats, anything that you priority standby. In terms of the airport, we are renovating the airport. It's a fantastic airport to connect to many destinations in Africa, and we are growing, and it's a capacity of 22 million passengers per annum. This is where the new VIP terminal will be in Addis Ababa Airport. We have our own lounges. As I said before, the Terminal 2 in Heathrow, we use the Star Alliance Club Lounge, the same as United. The Manchester Terminal 2, the 1903, and is available to business class passengers. Yeah, there is complimentary food, free Wi-Fi, and all the facilities that you could expect from a top airport in the world. This is some of the pictures of both International Addis Airport. It's been recently rejuvenated and perfect for transit your passengers in a best way. I will be also sending us a follow-up email and a video that will show you how it looks the airport. So it will give you a much better idea of the International Addis Airport. This is another picture of the lounge at Addis. It's good to say that for anything that connects more than 8 hours, when the connections are longer than 8 hours, we provide something called STPC. STPC is like a stopover package. And if the journey is more than 8 hours, we will give you a transit visa, a stay in our hotel, and something to do until you get your flight back home. This is something that could be good for the journey coming back home that are for more than 8 hours. We operate our own hotel, and our own hotel is called the Skylight Hotel. Beautiful hotel, very close to Addis, very close to the airport. And it has a room capacity of 1,000 room capacity, 376 rooms, and it has pools and spa and gym. Here there is some virtual tours on the A350 and 787, but this is something that I will also send as a follow-up email so you can familiarize yourself with the business cabin and the economy cabin. and it can give you a better idea of what to expect. We are here based in Brentford, and this is the reservations email in case that you need anything from us that we can help you with. You will have also my email address. Hopefully you also meet with Mildred soon. And I want to ask if you have any questions for Ethiopian Airlines at this stage.
Excellent, thank you, Joe. Great presentation, and good to get an update on what's happening in the world of Ethiopian Airlines. So as we mentioned, there is the opportunity for questions now. So if anyone does have any questions for either Karen on the Seychelles or for Joe on Ethiopian Airlines, please pop these into the Q&A box. I can say that I've traveled quite a bit recently with Ethiopian Airlines as our partner airline, and the development of the airport and the connections, plus in-terminal hotels and everything. It's fantastic to see that development. So if you do have any questions, please pop these into the Q&A box. If you did miss anything, don't worry, a recording will be available along with both Karen and Joe's contact details. So if there's anything that you'd like to follow up with them. So at this stage, it doesn't look like there are any questions. So thank you to everyone who has tuned in today. We appreciate that you are all busy. So it is, we are grateful for you taking the time. Karen, Joe, thank you for your presentations. And to the audience, please do keep an eye out for upcoming webinars. We do have quite a full calendar with a number of different webinars coming up. So keep an eye on the ATTA emails and sign up for any that you're interested in. So thank you all very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, take care and hope to see you soon in the Seychelles with Ethiopian Airlines.
I hope so.
Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.